Good afternoon, everyone, on this last day of January. It is January 31st, 2022, and we are a few minutes past, or a few, sorry, let the screen stop flashing with all the Facebook messages. Oh, they think, I don't like it when the technology thinks it's smarter than me. I'm going to start over. Hi, I am Carla Sanders, the Cosmic Crone, and I am here with you for the New Moon Divine Feminine Astrology reading. It is new moon in Aquarius at 12:46 a.m. Eastern Time, where I live. And that is just a few hours away, about 8 hours from now. So I have been coming to you quite a bit with readings around Venus retrograde and Venus turning direct. And I feel like I need to give the new moon its due. We are still very much in this energy of Venus in the underworld. And that dominates the astrology at the moment, along with Mercury retrograde. I'm going to show you this picture. All the action is down here. Whoops. And so there are a few aspects. I'm going to talk more about how everything is all bunched up in a few days, because I noticed something really extraordinary, and I just want to speak to it, but it's still kind of percolating. So today, Venus is still in the 11th degree or the 12th degree. She's only moved less than 10 degrees from her retrograde station, her direct station. And Vesta is still moving forward and is catching up with her. So they are, as of this new moon this evening, they are in an exact conjunction, less than 10 minutes apart. So if you wake up in the morning early and look at the morning star, Venus, about an hour before sunrise, Vesta's there. You can't see her. Actually, Vesta is a visible asteroid sometimes, but just realize that they are very close together. And if you are looking at Venus, you are looking at Vesta. And that's a really sacred thing, to realize that you can stand out if you get up early and look out the window or step outside your door. You can be bathed in their light together. Doesn't matter whether you can actually see them or not. The energy is pouring into you. So receive that energy. Venus is still in the underworld. And so the underworld ritual that I gave you a couple of days ago is still effective all the way through tomorrow. Once the new moon has moved past the new moon window, you can kind of let that go. But if it helps you, keep doing it, because it is really tapping into a profound and deep-rooted level of self-acceptance and self-love, which is extraordinary healing. And that is what this Venus retrograde has been communicating to us all along. It's been hard for many people. It's come at a challenging time for the planet, and that Pluto energy is like, what the fuck? Just stop already. And the return journey is just as challenging as Venus begins her ascent and meets up with Pluto again as at the degree that she turned retrograde. So it's almost like Pluto sent her down into the underworld, and then Pluto's there to meet her as she emerges. Oh, I hadn't quite thought of it that way before. This is an important time to take your time and to be still And this will coincide, it will take her about a month. We're at new moon now, and it will be new moon January, February 28th, March 2nd. It's pretty much new moon before this is all over, maybe March 1st, March 2nd. So we're looking at a month of intensity, of what's fascinating. The underworld journey feels hard, but you know what's harder? The return. The return where we receive our new body, where we receive the transformation. So it can feel just as chaotic, just as challenging. We can feel just as much resistance. And then we walk in the above world, in our daily life, transformed. We look in the mirror and we may not recognize ourselves. The people that we live with are like, what happened to you? And of course, we may look at them and say, what happened to you? Because we're all doing this journey together. Those of us who are choosing to do it consciously, to take advantage of ritual and connection and meditation and slowing down and allowing this to sink into our bones and our consciousness and letting our unconscious mind filter to the surface and teach us things that it already knows. Things shift for us more, perhaps. Other people are just like wagging the dog. They don't know what's going on. We are feeling it, and we are integrating it and metabolizing it. And as difficult as that is, it is the easier path. So let's look at let's talk about the new moon. The new moon, the moon and the sun are together at 12 degrees 20 minutes Aquarius. Aquarius is the sign of social justice, social reform, community, connecting with the people around you, giving a damn about the whole, the collective. And so this moon opens up the new year. It is Chinese New Year as well today, tomorrow, all week. I remember when I used to live in New York City. Wow. It would be rather intense in Chinatown, where we went to do our grocery shopping and our laundry. Lots of fireworks for a solid week. So I'm not going to talk about Chinese New Year. It's not my area of expertise, but just know that that's why I titled this New Beginnings in the Dark, because we're feeling the shift. We are grasping the shift and helping it turn. And then for another entire culture, they are saying, Happy New Year. This is the shift. So the new moon is singing in close harmony to Chiron. Chiron, this new moon, is tapping in to chironic healing, mentoring energy so that we can move forward with guidance and with support. Letting go of things, relinquishing things can feel like opening wounds. And in fact, Nessus is active in this chart, and he is the healer of ancestral wounds. And I'll talk about him again in a moment. So we've got the new moon talking. First off, it's conjunct Saturn. So that's like pouring all of this energy into a crucible and saying, make something, transmute, turn up the fire under this. And Saturn is father energy. It is structure, law, rules, accountability. So we are collectively being called accountable for how we live with our fellow human beings, our communities, our world community. Now, we all interpret that according to our tribe. We tend to be rather tribal. My my sense of what that means and your sense of what that means may not agree 100%. But there is a moment with this energy of saying, I am here for others, and others are here for me. We are in this together. And where there, in this particular time, a sense of divisiveness or conflict, whether it's family members or the people on the other side of a political or ideological divide or a cultural or racial divide, all those divides are illusions, and they will have power only as long as we give them power and keep building them up. So this new moon says, how do you want to live? What world do you want to live in? Do you want to keep fighting and being in conflict? Or do we somehow find a way to expand the size of the pot, the cauldron, this Saturnian structure that this new moon is activating? And do we say there is room for everyone, every idea in here? And this is kind of hard because there are a lot of ideas out there that I absolutely despise, and I think they are virtually evil. I mean, I have my judgments, and other people look at me and my people and say the same thing. So this is work for all of us to somehow expand, to make room for the variety and the divergency, and recognize that ultimately we share this planet, we share this life, we share this breath. And that's an interesting thing to think about right now, since this breath is presumably full of viruses. And I'm going to speak, there's something else that's happening right this minute. I believe by tomorrow, certainly during this Imbolc window, in a matter of hours, a couple of days, Juno is moving from Capricorn into Aquarius. Juno stands for social justice, especially on behalf of women and children. Justice for women, justice for children, for the next generation, 7 generations hence. We can pour that indigenous wisdom into the container of Juno. She represents the resources, the laws, the rules, the values and ethics of the society, as recognizing that women, mothers, children, the ones who nurture the next generation, are the keystone of any community, any society, any culture. The success depends on the nurturing. So it is much less, it is not at all about the bottom line, the profits, the shares, the millions of billions of dollars going into CEO pockets. It is about the resources of the planet and the society going to feed the children. And this expands not just humans, but all species. We are a part of the earth. We care for the earth. We have a role. We have a consciousness that the earth and nature need. And that consciousness is not a consciousness of domination. It is a consciousness of partnership, love, co-creation, co-evolution, recognizing that we are nature. This shift from Juno and Capricorn, it's like she went into the corporations to say, show us your resources. Yeah, you're making shit tons of money. Here's what you do with it. The collective good, and the foundation of the collective good are the mothers and children. Feed the children. I could stop right here, but we've got a little bit more to do. The new moon is square Uranus and Albion. Albion is the thresholder. It opens the doors to new dimensions, and this happens to us naturally as living beings. We are born. We have sex. We give birth. We have orgasm. That's a portal. And we die. We leave this lifetime and go back into the void, the origins. And Albion is continuing a multi-years long conjunction with Uranus that is coming to the end. By middle of this year, they will start separating, but for now, they're still together at this very potent moment in time, activating this astrology. And Uranus is lightning, epiphany, awakening, awareness, spiritual epiphany, sudden transformation, lightning strikes, energizing. Also happens to rule Aquarius, where this new moon is happening. Saturn is the ancient ruler of Aquarius, and Saturn is in Aquarius, conjunct this new moon. So we have the container. It's like the crucible and the lightning. Uranus is going to light the fire. And it's a square, meaning it can feel very tense. We don't know what's going to happen yet. We don't know why it won't move. But it will. It will. And that is because that's happening with Uranus and Albion at the threshold. Just kind of, the door is open. We can see the portal. We haven't stepped through the portal. And Venus and Vesta are in a trine. That means they are in a flow of energy. This energy from Uranus and Albion is flowing into this union of the Queen of Heaven and the High Priestess. Vesta is the priestess who tends the sacred erotic flame, the life force energy inside of you. And this is erotic, creative, manifesting, the thing that keeps us waking up in the morning and putting one foot in front of the other and rising up into our hearts and filling us with love and passion and devotion to keep living our lives. We do not give up. And she is here with Venus, as Venus is receiving the elixir of life and coming back to life and preparing to ascend the 8 gates that she just descended. And she will ascend those gates in the company of Vesta. They will be doing a little dance as they speed up and slow down all the way through Capricorn. And they will be joined by Mars in a few days. So this is a thing that is in process. And if you tune in, we've got in the north here, we've got Imbolc. We can actually feel in the north the days getting longer. We can feel the buds on the trees responding to the extra daylight. And even though I have a foot of snow with another foot coming this weekend and the temperatures are sub-zero still, this extra light is touching us with elixir and saying, there's hope. Now, in the where Imbolc began in the British Isles, the old Celtic lands, uh, it was considered the time of the first shoots, the birth of the lambs. Here, where we are in my part of the world, New England, North America, that's not happening for another couple of months or 3. And yet we still feel there is some kind of quickening. We're a month from sap rising in the trees, in the maple trees, and life feels different today, tomorrow, and the day after that. So as we pass in this cross quarter time, we're feeling that energy of Vesta, that flame burning brighter, being fed from the extra light of the sun, being fed from Venus as the morning star, Venus quickening, coming back to life. And that is square Chiron, which means, once again, we've got this dance of move forward, flow, wait up, locked in. These squares are kind of locking in the energy, and this is a dance that's going to be going on for a few months, pretty much till summer solstice. And like I said, I'll talk about that a little more later. The other big flow is, okay, Mercury is retrograding, has just retrograded, still connected to Pluto and slowing down to station in 5 days, station direct at, around 24 degrees of Capricorn. And then he will speed once again past Pluto over into Aquarius. And Pluto is in a flow with the dark goddess Algol still, the North Node, the general North Node, and the North Node is crossing and merging with Ceres, Earth, feeding us, nourishment. Once again thinking, what is it? Feed the children, feed yourself, take care of yourself so that you can help take care of others. And while we're at it, we have Hecate and Eris in a conjunction in Aries. This is the crone at the crossroads. Her stake is there, planted at the crossroads, saying, make your decision. Which way do you choose? Pay me tribute and I will let you pass, but you have to choose. And Eris is saying, I'm throwing an apple into the mix, a golden apple that will strike chaos and envy and conflict in all of your hearts. And these two are together right now. And I have to say that that could very well be part of the energizing, part of the fire under the crucible. That somehow our work is to hold our center in the midst of chaos and become comfortable with chaos. Know how to work with it. Know how to work with it. I've been watching The Witcher, and they talk about the witches, the sorcerers, the mages have the power of chaos somehow, and they somehow, and near as I can tell, they use the concept of chaos as being the source of the power, and then each one controls the power according to his or her gifts by mastering the chaos. And that's what we're called to do. And Hecate is a wonderful mentor for mastering the chaos. She can stand at the center of anything. Grounded, solid, knowing exactly where she is and why she's here. Blessed new moon. Blessed new moon. This is a beautiful new moon. And just take good care of yourself. Wrap yourself up in a blanket. There's an element of writing this one out, but do so consciously. I am going to be doing a new moon Imbolc fire tomorrow afternoon out in the snow and cold. And I am making it as a gift for the women in my Facebook group. So if you are listening to this and you are not a member of Womb Wisdom Portal, there's a little button at the top of the page here which says join group. Click on that and ask to join the group, and I will share. It won't be a live ritual because of cold and snow. I can't take my equipment outside to put it on Zoom or do a Facebook Live, but I will be sharing photographs, videos, and any insights that come through as I do this ritual. Oh, and I will also be taking prayer requests. So go to Womb Wisdom Portal, join that group, and look for the post. There's going to be a post going up in just a few minutes. Prayer request for the ritual. And I would be remiss if I did not invite you to book your own Divine Feminine astrology reading. I have room for a couple of more in the month of February, so grab yours. Don't let this pass you by. This time is so potent, and the Divine Feminine astrology reading, you may have noticed from the ones that I give here, that I share on this page, some potent energy and healing energy. And when we are doing your personal natal reading, that's exactly what you get. The clients who've been working with me during this Venus retrograde are just, that's what they say. Oh my God, the healing, the healing, the healing. And the support when the planets are taking you on this journey is invaluable. So I will put the link down below once this posts where you can book your own. I wish you all new moon blessings with much love. Aho.